Yeah, right on.
It's nice to know that our joke idea of how to fix it was Sam's actual response. What if I just break it more?
Well, I told him. I was like, all those pieces are gonna fall. Should we knock them down?
And then you threw a Mountain Dew bottle at his head.
I went down. Well, I didn't.
After we quit recording
Sam doesn't
last
need
time,
to know about that.
after we quit recording last time, Daniel tried to knock a tile down with an empty Mountain Dew Code Red bottle and just threw it right at my
It
face.
ricocheted off the tile directly into Eric's face.
Which I did have quite the reflexes to swat that away.
Down.
Cap down, leaning, careening towards my cornea.
Admiral, cap down. The Germans have thrown a Pepsi bottle at us.
So did you have fun knocking the tiles down with Sam?
No, I didn't do any part of this. Although I did help him move the trash can downstairs again. But next time, I'm going to be like, Sam, you move your own trash can up and down the steps.
You got to take it up, and maybe I'll take it down.
Yeah, I would rather take it up.
Well, you can just throw it down and then be like, oh, I dropped it.
And all the contents fell into the grass.
And it's everywhere. It's dirty.
Yeah, looks like your dog's going to die of asbestos.
Whoops.
Yeah. No, man, he reiterated again that he just can't get, no one wants to work.
I just don't.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think it's true.
Also,
because
it's like a global economy. Sam, go get a coyote.
Go to
get
Home Depot.
Get a coyote to get you some Guatemalans, and you help them get into the country, and then in exchange we get a roof.
Yeah, we get a roof, and they can lower the roof a little bit and build that loft bed we talked about. And he's like, I don't remember you telling me about that. And we're like, oh, wait, that was a secret. Don't knock down any more tiles. Jared's asleep.
We got a guy taking a nap. We told him he had the penthouse apartment.
Top floor.
Penthouse, all the walls are slanted.
It's modern.
There's no part of the roof ceiling that's flat.
Don't walk. Don't walk or shift your weight, and everything should be fine.
A minimalist Japanese style of carpet.
We put
where the carpet is actually just ceiling slabs. And then insulation.
It's just wet ceiling tile.
Only, ironically, don't ever step on the soft part.
He calls down and he's like, it's wet. Should I call someone? And we're like, oh my God, it's wet.
It's wet. We should just, next time it rains, I'm going to text Sam and just be like, it's wet. And then just respond, oh, wrong person.
Oh, wrong person.
Sorry, Sam.
Sorry, Sam. Wrong person.
No, man, he keeps saying, because we keep calling it the ceiling and the roof interchangeably.
Yeah.
But it's our ceiling.
It's the ceiling.
But then Sam keeps going, that I just can't get that roof guy.
Well, he wants someone to fix the roof first.
But that's kind of my thing, is I want to be like, Sam, I agree that as a homeowner, that should be your priority. But being a face to the resident, you need to put more emphasis, and by more I mean any
at all,
on whether or not drywall will keep falling into our open beverages.
Because your wife stopped doing the dishes.
Sam, our ceiling keeps collapsing. He comes and takes a look. We've just got to get more progressives elected to Congress.
Starts handing us flyers.
Anything slightly smaller picture.
God, if only Bernie Sanders had won in 2012. This never would have happened.
Sam,
it's like,
that's
all right,
great.
Sam, we all have regrets, but...
Sam, that's great, but I'm stuck in the stairs right now. I'm halfway up the stairs with a plate of nachos, halfway in your apartment. And
I don't know why we're calling.
The nachos are staying in my side.
And no, you can't have one. And definitely not that one you keep eyeballing with all the sausage and jalapenos. That one's mine.
Speaking of nachos, that was a lesson I think he learned. I got to get ceiling tiles that are on a grid, not just hooked into each other.
That are actually attached to something besides.
It's like, you can't. You gave us a house of cards as the thing above.
I mean, that was what happened with my old apartment, where like when the guy came to fix the roof, he was like, "Dude, none of this stuff is nailed into anything."
Yeah.
They just put nails into it, and it's not onto like the wood under. Like there's.
I'm afraid if I fix this somehow, everything will break.
I think this whole building might. I think this 4-story building might collapse if I fix your ceiling.
This building used to be the same height and then it collapsed. It lost the floor.
The top just slid off.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
That's why it's getting so wet in here. It's not supposed to be the top floor.
He bragged about the fact that there's been no more trouble in your room. He was like, yeah, because the roof guy came out and Eric had that thing in his room, and the roof guy came out, he fixed the roof. Eric hasn't had any more trouble in there. And I wanted to be like, well, yeah, Sam, you should also fix the missing thing.
Sam, you also just knocked down 30 ceiling tiles.
You needed my help carrying the ceiling downstairs.
Not a sentence I should have to say.
Yeah.
Sam, we just threw away half the ceiling.
The one time when he came over and knocked, I was editing the podcast, so it was just, and then we go move in with Sam, and then he's just at the door.
Listening through your broken window.
I'm working.
I'm at work.
I'm at work, Sam. And then he just hears, we've got sleeping bags at Sam's house.
Getting real cozy on the couch. Making spaghetti dinner.
This is about a different Sam.
Different Sam.
He asked where you were. He's like, I haven't seen Eric around much. And I was like, I don't know what that means, Sam. I don't know if you mean at our house, at your work,
in St. Matthews.
I don't know what kind of relationship you think you have with them.
I never see Sam.
It is funny. Sam's like, I haven't seen that guy around. He's trying to have small talk.
Ceiling tile falls on his head. The dead bird on it.
That guy.
Bird's nest falls onto his bald head.
I pointed to the light like you were worried about yesterday. And I was like, yeah, we were wondering what will happen when the tiles around the light fixture fall. And then he went, Oh,
that'll be bad.
Yeah. He screwed in the, what are essentially drywall, ceiling tiles. He screwed them in, but then he also
And then afterwards he went, I don't think that's going to work.
No, exactly. He also told me, he was like, yeah, the screws just don't really work in that stuff. It just keeps breaking apart. And I was like, yeah, it's not made to just... See, it's weird. I can't half-ass this thing.
It's weird. I really can't ignore this. I don't know what I'm going to do.
He just comes upstairs. You guys have going too far. This is mean. You guys are being mean to me.
This is so hard. Can you guys think about me for a minute?
I do think under his breath I heard him when he left go, I'm just so sick of dealing with this place. Which that is awesome.
I love it.
Because then maybe our dream could come true where we're just like, Sam, can we just stop paying rent and we won't expect you to fix anything, and it was like we got a squat going on.
Let's turn this whole block into squat houses.
We'll be like 90s New York punks.
Just sweaty, collapsed ceilings.
Yeah. We won't pay. You won't have to fix anything, and also we're allowed to spray paint.
Also, we can put some sick graffiti in there, and we're gonna move 7 more people in.
We're gonna put a mini ramp.
We're gonna turn the stairwell into a vert ramp.
Remember that episode of Viva La Bam where he turns his parents' house into a skate park?
Where he turns his parents' house into a crack house for 25 years. And eventually loses everything.
Remember that episode of Viva La Bam where they turned a child into a mess?
Remember that episode?
Yeah, they turned a kid who likes skateboarding into a drug addict. Remember that?
A drug addict who speaks in numbers to Jeff Tremaine.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part about reading about that restraining order is he was like, I mean, half the time he would just speak in numbers.
I don't know what that means. What are you? What? I don't follow.
Oh, you don't know that?
No.
Jeff Tremaine, the director of Jackasses.
Jeff Tremaine,
he was granted a restraining order against Bam because they told him, if you want to be a part of the new Jackass, you got to clean up a little bit there, buddy.
Yeah.
And he said no. And then he was like, how are you even going to do the movie without me? And they're like, easily.
Yeah, people forget that you made the mistake of getting successful outside of Jackass.
Yeah, now everyone just thinks you are in him.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone thinks you play bass for CKY.
You mean the funny singer from him? Yeah, Bam. From the Bloodhound Gang.
He was like...
He was the hype man.
He was the hype man for the Bloodhound Gang. He was the one who put the blood on the ground, so the Bloodhound Gang had something to sniff up.
They would start playing You and Me, babe, and then Vam would be on the other mic go, this song's about fucking.
I love fucking.
This song's about having sex.
And then he would like try and do a kickflip for 30 minutes.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but...
But yeah, no, that guy, he was like, he calls me up and he says he's like a math goblin.
Yeah.
And then he starts speaking in numbers and telling me that he's going to kill my family. So I didn't really want anything to do with him anymore.
What a wimp.
Yeah, what a pussy.
Just get out the fucking calculator and take him down.
Yeah, it's just binary. What,
Yeah.
You don't know binary?
You've got to make Jackass 4.
The world is hungry.
Jackass 4. Dose number 2s. There isn't really any cool thing for... Jackass 4 is for 4.
Jackass
parentheses is for whores. Like when you're playing horse.
Horse.
Remember horse?
Did you guys remember horse?
Remember playing basketball in the driveway?
Yeah, you got a hoop on the above the garage.
And then right below that, a shopping cart full of 75-year-old men getting ready to get stuff stapled to their nipples.
A bunch of guys getting their heart medication prescription tattooed onto their chest.
Yeah.
Now I never got to refill my script. I just take my shirt off at Eckers.
This is Get a Reverse Mortgage. I'm Steve-O.
Just Steve-O putting his glasses on and sitting down.
This is Tell My Grandkids What We Used to Call Them in Our Day.
Oh.
No, man. Jackass is a cinema experience.
It's one of the
It's
greatest.
like Pink Flamingos. What? It's like Planet Earth.
They should have, John Waters should direct Bam in a movie.
I'm sure John Waters loves the Jackass movies.
I bet he does. But does he love Bam?
I'm going to Google John Waters Jackass. Up, it's just giving me my dad's review of Hairspray. That John Waters a Jackass.
Great.
It looks like there's a who's that creepy like American Apparel photographer? Like, Terry Richardson.
Terry Richardson, yeah.
It looks like there's a Terry Richardson of John Waters in a suit choking a shirtless Johnny Knoxville.
Sounds sexy.
Oddly, one of the least sexual Terry Richardson photos, and I'm including that one of the president.
I'm including the ones of him getting his dick sucked.
Yeah, I'm including that one of Barack Obama sucking Terry Richardson's dick. That is so funny. It's like this guy's like, yeah, my style's based on like harassing women with a camera. And then it's like, do you want to take a photo of the sitting president? My style is guy who's about to be canceled.
My style is, you're still hiring that guy?
Yeah, you want to...
And I got hired by the president.
You want to do a quick photo of Obama?
Just real quick.
He's going to be eating a banana.
One bite.
And then they cancel Terry Richardson for racism. They're like, Obama eating a banana. This is offensive.
It's like, I just couldn't give him my dick.
Yeah.
You try and get the president to suck your dick then. What else are you going to have him do?
He can't deep throat a lollipop.
Too wide.
There are plenty of that. That's what someone's on, like, someone who's a right wing pundit.
Rush Limbaugh.
Someone's on Rush Limbaugh going, there are plenty of other sexual fruits the president could have eaten.
A peach.
You can make a peach look like a man's ass.
It's not even hard.
But they're the ones playing with this racial imagery.
No matter what fruit Terry gave them, they would have had a problem with it.
I just started Googling Obama eating a peach. There's a photo. It's him at a grocery store.
So he's just picking
it's him at a grocery store eating a peach, but it's clearly like a staged photo.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, why are you eating a peach in a grocery store?
Yeah, you didn't pay for that yet.
You didn't pay for it yet. You didn't clean it yet.
You got to wash it.
You got to wash it.
You got to pay for it.
What are you going to do with the pit?
Throw it over your shoulder.
That's the issue with eating in the grocery store is then you're like, oh shit, I have a donut wrapper.
What do I do with this avocado pit?
I've got a piece of wax paper covered in jelly.
I can't pass this off.
I guess I'll pretend like I'm looking at these Triscuits. And now when I pull away from the Triscuits, ta-da!
Oh god!
No more jelly. And then flash forward to a week, some guy's buying Triscuits. Jelly!
He takes it. The guy picks up a Triscuit thing. He's like, "Dad, these Triscuits so sticky for."
Our Kroger branch is under real hard times. Our donut inventory doesn't make any sense. And we're losing. Once a week, we lose one donut
and one box of Triscuits.
We've got to crack this code.
Who's responsible?
There's no way it's the same person.
These can't possibly be related.
Oh, there's a photo of Obama about to eat a pork sandwich. And it's great. Obama's got some great eating food pictures.
Yeah, well.
He's holding a whole box of Dunkin' Donuts.
A whole box?
Whole box. Why does that come up when you Google Obama eating a peach?
It's the opposite of a peach.
How desperate is Getty Images for me to see this fucking Dunkin' Donuts picture?
A donut and a peach are pretty much polar opposites.
It comes from MrBreakfast.com.
Mr. Breakfast?
And the title of the article,
America's source for breakfast news?
Well, it's MrBreakfast.com. Team Breakfast, the official blog of MrBreakfast.com. So we come full circle in the masthead alone. We did one of those Zoolanders, but why male models? And it was all in the headline. Nah, man, it's a post called U.S. Presidents Eating Breakfast. There's some great images. You got the Dunkin' Donuts. He's eating some pancakes. Him and the Bidens all at what appears to be an IHOP.
What's Clinton eating? Chicken and waffles? Trying to look cool?
He's under the table eating out Joe Biden.
Eating Joe Biden's ass for breakfast.
No, Obama looks like he's got a waffle going in this one. Some hash browns. Well, this is George W. Bush making breakfast.
That's even better.
That's true, man. Obama. This is some. What are the politics of MrBreakfast.com?
They seem conservative leaning.
I know that Team Breakfast is the official blog of MrBreakfast.com, but is MrBreakfast.com the official breakfast blog of the right wing?
Of the right wing?
Of the neoconservatives?
Of the no spin zone?
George W. Bush flipping pancakes on the campaign trail, 1999.
George Bush dropping pancakes on the campaign trail.
In this photo, he's not flipping pancakes. He is just holding a plate of pancakes sloppy.
They're all about to slide off.
Yeah, he really does. I'm going to save this. If I remember, I'm going to use this as the photo for the thing. It really does look like he's just making a mistake. President Obama.
George W. Bush getting fired from IHOP.
Is George Bush just tripping? George W. Bush doing a cool breakdance move at an event. George W. Bush preparing to do a somersault.
George W. Bush mid backflip.
President Clinton eating a donut, and he's got a big thing of orange juice with Charlie Gibson. See, in politics, they always have these big orange juice pitchers.
Yeah.
But that you don't want that because it's not on ice. Also, you're not supposed to drink that much juice of any kind.
And I know you didn't just brush your teeth, so you're dirty.
That is true, man. That would be so embarrassing. Do you think that ever happens on the Today Show? That someone's like, "Oh, I'm about to go on TV. I'll brush my teeth," and then they come out and the coffee cup has OJ in it.
Yeah, they don't know.
And then you're like, "Kathy, this is awkward."
They spit it all out over Al Roker's face.
Yeah.
You tell me this wasn't coffee.
I thought that was coffee. Everyone's laughing.
Al Roker's incensed, clenching his fists.
Regis, you were supposed to warn me. Everyone's like, who is this guy?
Regis, you card. Yeah, everybody's like, who is this guest?
Oh, I've got a new sitcom coming out on the CW. It's like just some actor who...
I'm the star of The Flash on CW.
Unknown actor does bizarre appearance.
Bizarre, unplanned, unscheduled appearance, spitting on Kathy's face.
Stephen Amell from Arrow drops by Regis and Kathy
to spit.
Fresh off a Listerine swish.
Crisp but rude.
Crisp but rude. You got the Today Show, the morning show, and then TRL rules the afternoons.
And then TRL takes over for the day.
That is kind of true, though. What do kids watch when they come home from school now? Videos of their
violent pornography. Videos about how to not do a school shooting.
It is so funny that they're like in the 80s. They're like, yeah, we got this hip comic, David Letterman. We're gonna give him a show. College kids love watching TV in the mornings.
They're up late.
It's like, what? I guess anytime when you think of like young people, anytime's ridiculous to be like, yeah, they'll be home watching TV.
But yeah.
It's like, no, they're at work or school or getting laid.
Or being drunk and not really remembering what's happening.
Yeah.
You're not going to get consistent viewership from a guy who was blacked out once.
Yeah, exactly.
Who woke up on a stranger's couch because they were laughing too hard at somebody Velcroing themselves to a wall.
The best time to get a young person to watch TV is just when they're suffering from depression.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not even about the clock.
Yeah, it's not even about the clock.
It's about the seasons, really.
Yeah, you've got to figure out a way to make young people sad, and then ratings will go up.
If you're trying to save NBC's lineup, you need less vitamin D out there.
Adult Swim sues Prozac. They're like, they're ruining our business.
They're fucking it all up.
They have a monopoly on making people happy.
People are just playing Scrabble with their girlfriend. Instead of watching our fake infomercials. Oh, I'm getting news now that I'm thinking of Paul Walker.
Paul Walker, everyone. The Fast and the Furious franchise is over. I'm getting word the Fast and the Furious 9 is set to be released, and it's the 4th after his death.
I'm
getting word that I'm fired for my early onset dementia and my inability. Actually, now I'm getting word I was fired 10 years ago when TRL was canceled.
I'm getting word that The Rock is taking my role.
I'm getting word that Ludacris is in the house, and he'd like me to leave.
He'd like me to stop calling him Ludacris. Because he just bought this house as a home. He is...
I'm getting word that I'm breaking and entering in Ludacris's house.
We go now live to Kurt Loder. And then it goes to Kurt Loder, and he's doing a news report on the crazy man breaking into Ludacris's home. But
there's a man inside his.
They shouldn't have had the news camera cut to me though, because it only confirms this man's psychosis. See, I said cut to Kurt Loder, and it cut to Kurt Loder. That's just because he works for the news now.
He gets the fresh ones.
So you don't know about Glitch in the Matrix?
No.
It's the new cool. It's the hot new documentary streaming now on Amazon. Phrase that's never been said.
What's it about?
No, it's about
we're living in a simulation.
Yeah, it's about we're all in the simulation. It's the guy who did Room 237. So similarly, it's like a documentary where it's like, yeah, half these people are just clearly insane.
Oh, so you just got on Craigslist.
Yeah, exactly.
So you posted a lot of Craigslist ads.
It's like in June 2017, some guy on Reddit posted this. And then it like shows a screenshot of it. And then all of a sudden it cuts to that guy on like a Skype call. It's like, you don't need to find that guy.
No, don't call that man.
That's great. I got it on it was on Amazon Prime for 99 cents.
Yeah.
Dollar Theater. Amazon.
It's like I'm back at the Village 8.
I know. I'm in a place with a collapsing roof. A weird musty scent.
I'm in a hot, smelly place.
All the surfaces are sticky.
You walk in and I am holding the emergency exit open, smoking a cigarette, watching a movie at noon.
See, everyone's like, oh, Amazon's bad for businesses. They're keeping the Dollar Theater alive.
That's a classic family business.
Yeah, man, a Dollar Theater, 99 cents is a better deal.
It's a better deal.
Village 8 can't be giving people pennies.
Yeah, they don't have to. There's a change shortage still.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we had to raise our prices to $1 whole.
Exactly.
There's a change shortage.
That's how you know we're not living in a simulation. Because I would just give us more change. Simulations can run out of pennies.
Yeah, I never saw Neo reaching around in his pockets, not able to find a penny.
Oh no, the simulation needs to reload gunpowder.
Man, the simulation made chicken wings really expensive.
Yeah, what the fuck? The simulation made everything $69.99, so you think it's cheaper, but really it's just $7. Look, you can notice it. Their price is changing.
Changing wildly.
Like, with a weird text.
That's the stock ticker.
No, a lot of the documentary, they just follow Philip K. Dick. They don't follow him. He's dead. That'd be pretty cinematically uneventful.
Wouldn't be a long trip.
We're keeping eyes on this corpse.
Do they roll in circles above his grave?
Oh, yeah. No, they have this lecture of him giving some lecture in like Japan or France or somewhere.
One of the two.
One of the two. Well, the translator looks to be Japanese, but Philip K. Dick is clear.
But they're smoking a cigarette in a beret, so I don't know.
But they're also eating a whale.
Sucking they find a snail on the floor and suck it down.
Sucking a sturgeon dry. It's not a thing French people do. They suck surgeons dry.
They suck surgeons dry.
It's a more open society.
Yeah.
No, I mean, so he's talking and he's like, this is a new idea, and it's about how we're all living alternate and he's just making up words and shit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what a ridiculous lecture. And then occasionally, like, the clip goes on long enough that it pans over, and then you see that some Japanese French guy to then be like, I do not know what you said. Like,
these are not words.
Like,
if you create language, I cannot do signs.
I cannot translate nothing.
How do I translate alternate transmental dimension?
Yeah. I don't know what are words he made up and what are supposed to be people's names. Also, he's like acting like he's some Christ-like philosopher, but I don't remember Jesus being like, I talked about this in one of my books, the Bible, available everywhere.
Available anywhere fine books are sold.
Yeah, he like, I mean, I don't remember the I Have a Dream speech, but I don't remember him being like, this is a lot like my recent album.
It's dropping.
Stax Records you can pick up.
It's dropping in a month.
Yeah. Nah, man, but that guy's no good.
You're not a big dickhead?
I'm not. Well, I don't really know. I just like watching his movies. His home movies. How about a bunch of home movies?
A Scanner Darkly?
That one. I like that
Reeves.
one. What?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Keanu Reeves.
No, I just watched Minority Report.
It's a great movie.
Which first, my girlfriend's like, you want to look at this Minority Report? And I was like, those statistics have all kinds of bias.
Listen, I don't know what you're trying to tell me, but...
Look, I know that...
A lot of it has to do about stereotyping.
I know about the whole, 70% does whatever, the crime thing. But I think that there's, societal factors.
There's other factors. There's external factors going on. I don't know if we should be talking about
And then she's like,
this.
all right, the 2.5-hour movie has ended.
That riff went nowhere.
That riff went nowhere, and you missed a great performance by Hollywood's lovable leading man, Tom Cruise.
Hollywood's leading religious icon.
He's the leading man.
Leading.
He there's an episode the gal who got hit.
When they did Waiting 2, why didn't they call it Leading? And it's about a really cool manager.
All right. Following, and it's like a waiting type movie, but it's about one of the apostles.
It's about their first day.
No, it's about an apostle. He's like, yeah, all the apostles tried to show each other our balls through the robe. Thou'st is a homo. Kicking with thou sandal. At the end, it's Judas is the guy that they're showing around, and at the end, he's like, fuck this, fuck you, you suck. That Jesus guy's whack, and then they're all like, Judas, you're pretty cool.
Judas, you're the best.
And then a bunch of Romans come out, and they're like, he said that Jesus guy.
Him.
Judas, what the fuck, man? You said you were one of us.
Dude, I thought you were cool.
Louis Guzman's there.
Justin Long is crying in a corner over his career.
Dude, no, that's no good. No, you got it. Also, it's so in the thing, in the glitch in the Matrix.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Here's my problems. I watched that movie, and then I watched the entire Matrix trilogy.
Yeah.
And then I watched Glitch in the Matrix 3 more times. And now I keep just calling it The Matrix. And I'll be like, yeah, there's that part in The Matrix where they're talking about how NPCs could be whatever. And then my girlfriend, a minute later, just goes, oh, Glitch in the Matrix.
Glitch in the Matrix. Not the one with the white dreadlocks,
Not the one that everyone actually knows.
Not the movie that is widely known, pop culture phenomenon.
You're, of course, talking about the documentary named after that movie that also heavily references that movie. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fair to reference to The Matrix as a gospel.
A gospel with a gun.
It's an allegory.
It is, man. No, but you watch Glitch in the Matrix, and then you're like, now I get it.
Now I finally get it.
No, there's this one part where it's, they just because it's Rodney Asher, that filmmaker. So it's his style where it's just random shit. It's it just all of a sudden it cuts to a thing. So all of a sudden it cuts to sort of animated thing, but then it's someone talking, and it's clearly it's recorded over a phone or something, and it's just someone being like, yeah, I was a teenager. It's someone describing buying a gun and then getting busted by their parents and whatever, and you don't really make sense what's going on, and then they're describing when they first heard about The Matrix, and they're like, I was in a car and everyone's like, there's this movie, everyone's freaking out about it, and I wasn't really paying attention, and then they said something about black trench coats. And then my ears perked up because I had a fascination with black trench coats. And you're just like, oh no. But then also you're kind of like, why are they showing this? And then this kid is just telling some story about watching The Matrix a bunch and loving it. And then he's says some specific date, and he's like, I woke up, I spent the day watching The Matrix in my room and playing violent video games.
Oh boy.
While wearing my black trench coat. And then it's just a story of this guy killing his parents. And all this shit, and then picking up the phone to call into The Matrix, and then realizing that The Matrix wasn't real, and he's like, oh no, I made a huge mistake. Oh, I guess I did leave out a clear detail that he describes. He describes very well using the poetry of the thing itself, but he says that after he turned off The Matrix and realized what he had to do, he turned on some music, and it was a song I'm not going to do all the lyrics the way he does. With the chorus goes.
The way he does, where he speaks for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he does like a whole verse chorus. And you don't know what song it is until the final line. Let the bodies hit the floor.
And that was a message from the Matrix.
So this guy, well, no, he does point out that song was not in the Matrix. He makes note, he even does specifically point out. But he said it did have the same sort of, what he calls Rob Zombie vibe.
Oh my God.
That he was into.
I don't think Rob Zombie was in the Matrix either.
No.
Did this guy actually watch the Matrix?
Eric, he watched it a bunch. But the problem is he watched it from behind a big black trench coat. And also he was playing violent video games.
Yeah, he's got 2 screens going.
Yeah, but then, but man, so imagine you're some kid's parents. And you're like, God, my son will not stop watching The Matrix and wearing a black trench coat. Then you're like, oh, he finally turned it off. What? He's putting on a CD. This music's even worse.
This is terrible.
Kill me now.
At least just kill me.
Yeah. No, that shit is insane. And then that guy's clearly like, I think they put that in there to be like, see, we're not living in a simulation. But it's like, I'm not going to trust that guy. You put that guy in there to be the voice of reason?
That's your counterpoint?
Yeah.
Someone listening to Disturbed and killing their parents?
Some guy blasting Drowning Pool. And
Drowning
then experiencing remorse. And then you're like, that counteracts science. Nah, man.
Clearly my math was wrong then.
Yeah. No, they point out, Drake apparently, I don't think this is in the movie, but Drake apparently said something once where he's like, yeah, I live my life like I already beat the game, and I'm just doing side quests. And then there's a thing in it where they're like, yeah, rich people are probably just like people playing the game.
Yeah.
Who like are smart, like, you know what I mean? Elon Musk is just someone who's really good at
top of the leaderboards.
He's top of the leaderboards. And then when those dudes randomly drop out, it's just because they're like, I'm done for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I got a new game.
Yeah. Which is like, you're just describing life. So much of that shit's great because it's like, you're just describing life and or religion. They're like, no, I'm not. I'm describing computers.
Like, no, I think that's just the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the laws of computers say that we should not honor false computers. Also, we should honor our... It's like, these are the 10 Commandments.
Did you just read Genesis?
What the fuck is going on?
Why didn't you turn off Genesis and read Genesis?
Yeah. No, it's fascinating. There's a bunch of weird shit in that documentary.
Did it win you over?
What?
Did it win you over?
No, but I don't think that guy's documentaries are supposed to win you over. I think that they're supposed to just be truly entertaining. Because Room 237 is just, here's 5 different wacky theories.
I mean, all I realized at the end of that one was I was like, yeah, I still don't really like The Shining.
Exactly. It's just like the documentary that you're watching is just crazy people's thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even mention this yet. Glitch in the Matrix, a lot of the people who talk, they give them computer animated avatars. So it'll be like Skype, but then there's like a filter on the person where they're like a Sphinx robot. And they'll do shit like in it where like the person will be vaping.
Yeah.
And they'll have like the real vape cartridge and then edited around it will be like the hand of this monster thing.
Jesus Christ.
And then some people are just normal, so you can tell that it was a choice.
Oh my God. Yeah, I gotta watch that one.
Dude, it's awesome.
It's at Village 8, you said, or where?
It's on the internet. We're all on the internet.
We gotta get off the internet, man.
Dude. There's an interesting thing he said that I thought where he was like, if there is a simulation, if we are living in a simulation, whatever's like above us or below it, they call it base reality.
Okay.
It's like the real reality. Whatever that is probably is more boring than whatever you're in. He's like, because our video games are more interesting than real life.
That's true.
Yeah, but then if you think about that, video games within video games usually suck.
Also true.
They'll be like, look, we put Pong inside World of Warcraft.
Remember the arcade games in Bully?
Yeah.
They sucked.
Yeah. My existence is a Pokemon Stadium minigame.
But who's simulating the simulation?
Exactly.
The simulators.
No, there's this wild footage they had where it was this guy who was like some 27-year-old dude in like Washington or Oregon or something.
France or Japan or
France or Japan. He was Philip K. Dick. He worked with the airlines, and then he was just like, yeah, my life fucking is whack. So he just stole a plane. You can like Google it. Then he just flying like a plane, like a commercial plane.
like he flew it himself.
He's flying it. He's doing flips and shit. And then there's like all these jets and stuff are like talking to him and everything. And he's just like, no, I'm not gonna like crash into people or anything, man. I just want to see if I could do it. And he's like, this is so wild. He's like. And he just keeps apologizing to the pilots. He keeps being like, man, I probably messed up your whole day right now, didn't I? I'm sorry about that. And then they're like, no, it's fine. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm sorry, man.
This was a big mistake.
No, he has no regrets.
Did he end up going to like jail and shit?
No, he said he was like, yeah, I don't know how to land it. He's like, I don't really plan for that. No, his plan was it, because they're even in the video like trying to talk him like how to do. They're like, here are places you could land. You could land here. You could land here. At one point, they're like, you could land at this like runway. And then he's like, no, I don't want to try to do that because I'm probably just gonna like mess up the runway.
Nice.
Yeah, no, he keeps saying like shit like that. Like he ultimately just crashed on some island off the coast where like no one like just like a little nothing island.
He crashed a plane?
Yeah. When
Did
he was
he die?
done. When he was done.
Did he
yeah,
die?
I think he died. Yeah.
People always
I think that was his plan. But one of the last things he says before doing it, he's like, this is like a video game, man.
This is fun.
No, because that's also, there's this great moment where they're like, you seem to have some control over it. And he's like, yeah, I've been playing video games my whole life. And then you can hear in his voice, he like has this realization. He goes, so I kind of know what I'm doing. And you can hear in this moment in his mind where he goes, wow, yeah, this really is like a video game.
This is like a video game.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of moving left, right,
yeah.
up, down.
No, but he was doing like flips and shit that like you're like planes like that like don't do.
Yeah. No, yeah, commercial airliners don't usually do tricks.
Yeah, he's doing tricks.
You don't usually get, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a quick barrel roll here.
No, I do like living in this apartment. It's like we live in the Middle East, like a bombed out.
Yeah.
There's rubble.
It's like we're in Yemen.
Yeah, there's rubble.
Yeah.
I've never lived somewhere with rubble before.
Didn't the ceiling collapse in the one place you lived with Reed?
I think so, but that was like, oh my god, the ceiling collapsed and it's been 2 days and they haven't fixed it.
Oh. So maybe Broadway management is the way to go looking forward.
No, Broadway management's no good. Reed is just very stern. What was I going to look up? Rubble.
Maybe we should have them call
the official definition of rubble. Oh, it's got to be from the demolition of buildings.
Well, you did do some demolition today. This
did?
is rubble. This is officially rubble.
Sam, we're living amongst rubble.
Look it up. What do you mean, look it up? The definition of rubble. It's interesting.
Sam, do you want to come up here and talk about Israel-Palestine? While we live in our collapsing apartment.
Yeah.
Sam's over here. He owns the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole building. He gives us this little part.
And then, I don't know if you've noticed, but someone's been living in the kitchen.
He gives us this tiny part, and then he starts demolishing it and making it unlivable. Starts talking about how it's his house.
It's his house or something. We're trespassing.
Ridiculous.
We owe him rent.
Yeah.
It's his holy land. And we go, it's our holy land. Hole in the fucking ceilings.
No.
There's about 40 of them.
All we're going to have is a fucking wailing wall. Once the damn house collapses.
I'm wailing against all these fucking walls. Trying to figure out how to get the AC on. Looking for the thermostat.
I feel like I'm walking through the damn desert, Sam. 40 days or years or whatever.
It would be funny if when he left, he also just went over to that thermostat and he was like, "It's hot up here. I guess you guys aren't using this," and just ripped it off the wall. I need a new one.
You think, because they were in the desert for 40 years wandering around.
Yeah.
But like,
so it couldn't have been that bad.
New Wave.
I mean, just go where the food is.
New Wave lasted 8 years. Like, people had whole identities and careers, and like.
You think there were trends within those 40 years in the desert?
I just think it's weird that they didn't. You know what I mean? It's weird. That's staying power.
They never got over it.
That's weird. Moses is like the Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Real staying power.
Yeah. Like
an icon.
The damn Steel Wheels tour out there. Rolling
never-ending tour of the desert.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, you just gotta wait through this, man.
40 years.
Love and Theft is gonna come out. You guys are gonna fall right back in love.
I'm gonna start telling people that like there's some comedian on his way who's gonna save everyone. Save everything. I've seen him out on the road.
He's coming.
He did a guest set for me once.
He'll be coming to Louisville
But
soon enough.
We will all do guest sets before him. I am merely headlining so that at the end of my set, when the host says the upcoming shows, I can go, "Oh, that guy's one of my favorite."
He
and
is
then
one of
in the
my
crowd,
favorites.
Then everyone in the crowd who thinks I was good thinks, "Oh, well, I guess we'll come to that show."
Well, then I will come see.
He who will come, or she,
or they
have come. Dude, yeah, because that's like all that shit translating it so hard that now you got to go translate it, and you're like, well, any plural group of people could be a singular person.
It's going to be confusing reading the Bible in 100 years when everything is normalized.
It's possible that them in the desert was just one
dude,
one trans person walking around in the desert,
discovering themselves,
following Moses
around,
and then Moses is like trying to ditch him, so he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna die before we get there.
I'm not gonna make it.
There's
no way.
You go ahead.
Just keep walking."
And then Moses pretends to be dead, and then he's like, "All right, Uber." Uber's the name of a camel.
Uber.
Then a camel runs from a sand dune. I've been waiting there for 40 years, Moses.
It's hot as shit in that sand.
I couldn't think of an excuse.
I couldn't ditch him.
I didn't want to be a dick.
I don't want to get canceled when I get out of the desert. Who don't like some chili?
Do you think Ed O'Neill was ever
sexy? Yes.
No, you think Ed O'Neill was ever like came home? He's like at the Emmys or something back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then they're like the nominee for best leading dad in a sitcom. Ed O'Neill, and they show Ed O'Neill, and he just has his hands down his pants.
He's just jerking off.
And he's just like, and then he has to go on Arsenio and be like, I method act.
I'm always Bundy.
I'm method. I method act my role as Al Bundy. I am always jacking off.
I hate women. I'm always masturbating. But for some reason, never horny. No. Never horny, always masturbating.
That's like some weird Marines type fucking... The Marines.
Never horny, always masturbating. Hoorah.
No, man, that is good stuff. What?
Masturbating?
It's okay.
I quit, man.
Did you?
I haven't done it in a while.
Bold move. Now you got some kind of robot.
I got a sex robot now. It does it for me. I don't call it masturbation anymore.
Here's like a Don. I'll be Don Rickles, and then you be the guy You be the guy I'm working with, my straight man.
Okay.
I don't masturbate anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
No, so that's straight. I don't.
I'm the straight. You said a straight guy thing.
Straight guys don't. So then you ask me what do I?
Oh, what do you do instead?
What do I do now? Okay, take two, just like on the Tonight Show. Doc Severinsen, get the band going again.
I
don't masturbate anymore.
Really? What do you do instead?
I choke on my own cum. I got pneumonia in my lungs.
I got cum lung.
What a world.
Don Rickles, an American icon.
Yeah. You know that song, I'm Waiting for the Man?
Yeah.
About buying heroin?
Yeah. Is that what it's about?
Shouldn't it end with the sound of him doing heroin?
Just him passing out?
Shouldn't that song very abruptly end?
And
it'd be like, I'm waiting for that.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, it's like
Lou Reed killing time at a payphone in Times Square. I'm waiting for the man. I don't know. Oh, I gotta go.
So he's waiting for heroin. He's singing along to himself. He's like, I'm waiting for the man. He's able to write a whole song and get a band together by the time that heroin dealer shows
Talk
up.
about drug dealer time.
Yeah.
He meets Andy Warhol, starts a band, records a song.
Yeah. I was recently waiting for the man.
The other day I was waiting for a man.
I'm not anymore because now I got lots of heroin.
I bought all the heroin.
Paint it, Andy.
I don't actually paint. I have a production
the band's
crew.
playing, staring at Andy Warhol, doing the whole like, no, go on,
Do it.
take the lead,
Come on.
paint, do some painting.
Do some painting. And now a paint solo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Banana Man.
Andy Warhol himself, the Banana Man.
I'm the Banana Man. I paint lots of cans. Yeah, no one talks about that. The Velvet Underground was formed to write novelty Andy Warhol
Songs when they got real hooked on heroin and found their own way. They found a German girl, started doing heroin. Everything changed.
This German girl's gonna help us be artists. You know, you can just have sex with someone else, Lou Reed.
Huh?
What? I'm gonna what? I'm gonna what? No, Lou Reed, he seems like a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. I think
He was the
seems
best.
like a piece of shit.
He was the best guy around.
He's notoriously a bad person.
I mean, Metal Machine music, an
He's one of
icon.
you know he's a bad person because he definitely has like mugshot photos and you don't see them.
Yeah, you don't see those put up on like a dorm room.
Yeah, and that's the sign of a bad person.
Yeah, you don't even want to look at their mugshot.
Yeah, if they're like, because all the mugshots.
If they have
like,
mugshots that they used to be publicly proud of and then they got rid of them.
Yeah. No, those people are like, look, it's Bill Gates on a wall with a mugshot. Frank Sinatra on a wall with them. No one's like, look, it's
Lou Reed and Roman Polanski.
I have Roman Polanski's mugshot. I
Got Lou Reed's mugshot.
got Tex Watson's mugshot. I got Stone Cold's mugshot from when he beat his wife when he was doing all those pills in the late 90s.
Jesus Christ.
No, man, remember all those people, you had all the people in the protest getting like happy fun mugshot photos?
Yeah.
Be like, I'm 22. I'm a 22-year-old white guy.
I just got arrested for fun.
I just got arrested for fun. To raise awareness to how the police system, how cops kill everyone.
I was arrested for
protests.
fun, freed the next day, protesting police injustice.
Yeah. To show everyone how corrupt the cops are, here's a goof they helped me do.
Here's a funny picture they took of me.
The headshot they got, Yeah, let's all go out and willingly get arrested and collaborate with the cops on a cool photo book.
Cool photo op.
Yeah. Hey, the cops are getting everyone's photo.
Let's get in with one.
The cops are doing a cool promo where we can all have mugshot photos to put Black Lives Matter frames around for Facebook. And all we have to do is give them our fingerprints and a record of all of our information.
This is easy.
This is a great deal.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone's so mad at these guys.
What's everyone so pissed about?
If it wasn't for the fact that it's become my whole identity to hate them, I'd say they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they seem pretty cool to me. That's a fancy camera. They gave me a copy for free.
This guy even looked over here for my TikTok video where I told him he should quit his job.
This guy took my phone while I was in custody and followed me on Instagram.
He helped finish my hashtag after he tackled me.
He got my screen fixed from where I dropped it, getting thrown in the paddy wagon.
Margaret, we're going to have to let you go. Why? Your social media profile is unacceptable for someone who works at this school.
At the police station.
For someone who works at that. Your social media profile is unacceptable for someone who works at the school. To have a mugshot photo. But I was protesting injustice. Yeah, but you voted that we make a blank no mugshot agreement last year when Kevin put up his arson mugshot. We all agreed that it was creepy that he was bragging about setting his ex-wife's house on fire. But he said, hey, it's a public photo. I look good.
The policy was your idea.
Yeah.
And we can't.
Hey, I saw we're all putting up mugshot photos. I put up one from college. What's yours? Oh, I peed in front of a bunch of 8th graders on a field trip.
I pissed on a child's head at the aquarium.
Yeah.
All that water made me have to piss.
What are yours for? Fighting injustice? How about you? Fighting injustice? I'm seeing a pattern.
I've seen a pattern here.
Odd man out over here.
No one else in there for pissing?
No one else likes to party?
No one else partying in prison?
Come on, it's summer 2020. We had some sort of office where we're all physically present.
We're all yelling from different corners of the office.
Come on.
We're talking about our mugshots, making small talk.
We're all putting our mugshots up. How many of those people who were like, yeah, I'm gonna get arrested too. And it's like then they were just in jail and they were like, yeah, I actually got brutally assaulted in jail.
Beat half to death. Probably didn't need to do this.
I've now become a hard right wing.
Not quite sure who I was supporting. They all got out earlier than me. They didn't stick around.
I'm a hardline right winger from now on. Yeah, that was the thing, man. At fucking George Carlin. When he went to go see Lenny Bruce, when Lenny Bruce was like getting arrested and shit.
Yeah.
Lenny Bruce got arrested, and George Carlin was like, "I'm gonna get arrested too." So he just like purposely got arrested. The cops were like, "We need your ID," and he's like, "I don't have. Fuck you." And they like arrested him, but he had his ID.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Now I can hang out with Lenny Bruce and feel cool." And then Lenny Bruce was like, "Yeah, why'd you do that?"
This place sucks.
Yeah, like George Carlin was like, "Hey, I got locked up too." And then Lenny Bruce was like, "What are you, a fucking idiot?"
This is jail. It
Yeah,
sucks here.
You jackass.
Are you insane?
Yeah. So I guess.
Why don't you go do funny weather?
Yeah. I guess that's an example of Lenny Bruce actually being timeless in a way.
Still relevant.
One of the rare instances of Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce, still relevant.
I'm going to do a thing I do every day and reference a Lenny Bruce here a bit.
They should have turned the Pentagon into glue.
that would
Because fuck them.
Dude, the Pentagon, they should like, because I got like the inside.
Yeah.
The Pentagon, actually, I don't think it does. I think it's a whole building.
Yes.
But like, they should cut out the center of the Pentagon, build a big pit.
So the next time a plane tries to fly into it, it just goes deep,
Yeah,
deep,
they
deep,
should.
deep.
Well, since the Pentagon's supposed to be national security, what better place to keep the baddies?
Yeah. Then if they get mad, they just throw them out a window.
Then in the pit of the center of the Pentagon.
Boom.
Get
You're
it
out.
down there with the Sarlacc.
Let's do some Star Wars material.
Get down there with the big snake from Conan.
Get down there with Thulsa Doom.
Get down there with Andy Richter.
Get on a cross with Conan. That scene is pretty cool when he bites that vulture's head off.
That scene's cool. I like when he kills that snake.
The snake is cool, yeah.
And then they're all ready to sacrifice a lady to the snake.
Yeah.
And then they push her off the thing. And then she just falls and hits the ground. And then they're all like, what? But it's like, does the snake normally catch the lady, like, in midair? Like
a dog chasing flies or something?
Like, how do they instantly know something's wrong?
He didn't do his trick.
Yeah.
What, is he not hungry?
Oh, my God. The virgin we threw to the floor.
Are we going to have to put the snake down? Is he sick?
Yeah.
I love that snake.
James Earl Jones, you're going to have another child who chooses to only live their life as a snake and never as a snake person.
James Earl Jones should play all the snakes.
James Earl Jones is breaking the color barrier of Frank Frazetta painting.
Normally it's white snake.
They should have had White Snake play at, like, Thulsa Doom's compound.
I don't know a White Snake song.
In the still of the night, I chasing around a big sword.
Thulsa Doom just headbangs his sword off his waist.
Hell yeah. Here I go again on my own.
Slithering into my hole.
Going down the only hole I've ever known. Like a barbarian, I was born to walk alone. But I made up my mind. I'm not wasting no more time. Here I go again!
Here I go again!
That's the speech that starts the second movie. Here I go again, on my own. And then the Asian sidekick pops up. Not on your own.
Not on your own. And then he punches a horse.
Yeah. There is a scene in that movie where they do. It's always weird movies where they attack a horse.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's a scene in that movie where a guy just running a horse and an axe just swipes the leg. That's not fair.
Come on.
That's not cool.
Don't fuck with the horse. What did he do?
It's like you have a battalion on roller skates and it's like, no marbles.
No marbles.
We all agree. That's the Geneva Convention.
The Geneva Rank Convention said no marbles.
No marbles, man.